Continuing 7.1, now that we are done learning how to solve differential equations by drawing their slope fields, we are going to actually find the algebraic equation that represents the solution to that equation. The first thing that I'm concerned with here is that you understand the directions. So whenever you're asked to find a general solution or you're asked to solve a differential equation, that means that you basically are being asked to find, if you're given the differential equation and dy dx, then you're trying to find an equation or equations y that have that given antiderivative. So what equation y would have this derivative? Well, you should recognize secant x tangent x as the derivative of secant. So the derivative of this first term would be 2 times the secant of x. Then the second term, we can reverse the power rule. So plus 1/2, and then the antiderivative of x to the negative 1/2, we would add 1 to the exponent and then multiply by the reciprocal in front. And then you notice it says a general solution. Well, this isn't the only equation that has this derivative. There could be any number of constants that we add to it. So we must put a plus c here, okay? So simplifying this, I get y equals 2 secant x. Since half of 2 is 1, this would just be x to the 1/2, or the square root of x, plus c. Double check, find the derivative of this, make sure you get that. 2 secant x would have a derivative of 2 secant tangent, and 1/2 times 1 would be 1/2, x to the negative 1/2, and there you go. All right, now the directions here are a little different. It says solve the initial value problem explicitly, meaning there aren't going to be a bunch of answers with a plus c on it this time. There will only be one answer, because now not only are they giving me a differential equation, but they are giving me a point through which the solution curve will go. So there only will be one solution. So we start off by, again, finding the antiderivative. So the antiderivative of 5 would be 5x minus the antiderivative of 1 over x plus 1 is the natural log of the absolute value of x plus 1. Remember to include that absolute value. And then the antiderivative of sine would be negative cosine. And then, of course, plus c. So we get the general solution first. Now we take this initial condition, or initial value, that's why we call it an initial value problem, and we plug those values in for x and y, so that we can figure out what c is in this case. Now don't assume that when x is 0, everything just zeroes out. Be careful. So y is 2. So let me grab a different color here. So 2 is going to be equal to 5 times 0, which now that is 0, minus 0 plus 1 is 1. The natural log of 1 is 0, minus the cosine of 0 is 1, and then plus c. So solving this for c, I have to add 1 to both sides, and I get a value of 3. So my final solution to the initial value problem is y equals 5x minus the natural log of x plus 1, absolute value, minus cosine x plus 3. Now that I know that c is 3. Okay? If you found the derivative of this, you should get this. Derivative of 5x, 5. Derivative of natural log of x plus 1, 1 over x plus 1. Derivative of negative cosine x, positive sine x. Derivative of 3, then of course is 0. Okay? Now let's skip past all this slope field stuff that we've already done and do a couple where second derivatives are given. So now, find the general solution to the second order differential equation. You will have two unknown constants in the problem. Now, so you're going to get a constant when you undo the second derivative to get the first derivative, and then to get the original function, there'll be unknown constants both cases, okay? So here's what we do. Find the antiderivative. So the antiderivative of d squared y dx squared would just be dy dx. Antiderivative 4x cubed, we have to undo the power rule there. So add 1 to the exponent and multiply by the reciprocal. Then, excuse me, the antiderivative of cosine x is sine x. So minus sine of x plus c. So simplifying this, we've got dy dx. 1/4 of 4, of course, is 1. So this would be just x to the 4th minus sine of x plus c. Let's just stop and make sure we're correct. Derivative of x to the 4th is 4x cubed minus the derivative of sine would be cosine, and there we go. So now let's continue by finding the antiderivative of this now. So the antiderivative of dy dx would be y equals antiderivative of x to the 4th would now be x to the 5th times the reciprocal in front. So 1/5 x to the 5th minus the antiderivative of sine would be negative cosine. So that'll make this minus a negative will be plus cosine x plus antiderivative of c would be cx and then a constant. So there's your two constants. So there we go. Now let's see if that's correct. Derivative of this would be, yep, x to the 4th. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of cx would be c. Derivative of d would be 0. This is the solution, and it's only a general solution because we don't know what c and d are for sure. Okay, now what about an initial value problem in which we start with a second derivative? So watch this carefully. So now they tell us when x equals 0, they give us the value of the first derivative and the value of y. We're going to need both of those to find both constants, okay? So antiderivative here will be dy dx equals antiderivative of 6x would be 6 times, add 1 to the exponent, multiply by the reciprocal, plus antiderivative of e to the x is e to the x plus c. Now, let's simplify that just a bit. This would give me 3x squared plus e to the x plus c. Double check before we go on. Derivative of 3x squared is 6x. Derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Yes, I look good. So this is equal to dy dx. Now, notice they tell us that when x is 0, dy dx is 4. This will allow me to find c. So let's take this and substitute it into our first derivative. So dy dx is 4 when x is 0. So 3 times 0 squared would be 0. E to the 0 is 1, and then plus c. So in that case, c would be 3 if I subtract 1 from both sides. So my first derivative, dy dx, now is going to be 3x squared plus e to the x plus 3. Because I now know I don't have to write it with a plus c. I now know c is 3, so I'm able to write that. Continuing now, so let's find the solution. So now antiderivative of dy dx would be y equals 3 times the antiderivative of x squared is x cubed times the reciprocal plus the antiderivative of e to the x is still e to the x. Antiderivative of 3 is 3x plus a constant. Now we already called something c. You can call it d if you want to. Wouldn't really even be the end of the world if you call it c again, but whatever, okay? I'm going to move my face up so it's out of the way. And let's continue. So this would be y equals a third of 3 is 1. So that would be x to the third plus e to the x plus 3x plus d. So let's find d. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, when x is 0, y is equal to 1. So y will be 1 when x is 0. 0 cubed, 0. E to the 0, 1. 3 times 0, 0. Plus d. Now subtracting 1 from both sides, I find out that d is 0. So therefore, rewrite this equation now with d being 0, or actually rewrite this equation, simplified, nicer. Y equals x to the third plus e to the x plus 3x. And then since d is 0, we are done. Let's just make sure if I take the derivative of x cubed, I get 3x squared. Derivative of e to the x, e to the x. Derivative of 3x is 3. And so this is my final answer. So what you need to understand, I believe that's all I have for this part of the lesson. What you need to understand is when they ask you to solve a differential equation or to find a general solution or a specific or explicit solution, they're asking you to figure out what y is. Okay? So it's pretty simple to do. It's just a matter of you understanding what is meant by that. Okay? Good luck.